Yannis, it's been a very long time, and but you've still been making synthesizers, which I have been enjoying, and you have a new one.
Yeah. It's pretty hard times. I would say very creative times. We can prove that, actually. We have the proof right in front of us. Let's see, this is Nymphes.
Nymphes. You're maintaining the kind of the godlike and the mythology
I'm Greek.
theme. Yes.
I can't do anything about it, I'm Greek. With the goods and the bads. So yeah, Nymphes, to cut a long story, were goddess like fairies in the ancient Greek times. And in some history books there were 6 of them. So it's a 6-voice. Yep. It's a 6-voice analog synthesizer with 1 oscillator per voice, subwave, noise generator, and a dual filter. It has a low pass 24 dB and a high pass 6 dB filter. Dual envelopes, 1 for the filter, 1 for the amp. 7 LFOs, which is 1 per voice and 1 generic for everything.
So 1 per voice, does that mean it responds to polyphonic control of those oscillators?
Yes. Actually, let me demonstrate that.
Oh, yes.
So let me load an initial preset. Here. So what I'm gonna do here, I won't go through that how I did it, but I will do it. Let me do it. Okay. One more time. There. Now. Now the LFO responds to key track.
Ah, okay.
But because it's polyphonic, you get spread out.
Right, okay, interesting.
Maybe it sounds a bit chaotic on pitch. Let me do it on the filter, it will sound much better. Up. Here, and here. Let's go. You get the point.
Right, okay.
So in that aspect, you have 7 LFOs, 1 per voice and 1 generic. I'll go to the generic later. So we also have 2 envelopes per voice. Pretty standard, I would say. So you can control with 1 the filter and with the other the amp.
Yeah, straight ADSRs.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty standard tactics. What else do you have? A digital reverb. It's the only digital aspect of the synth. Actually, the only digital sounding aspect of the synth, of course, because you have MIDI, you have digital envelopes and stuff. You have a very complex way to send modulations on the synth. For example, LFO number 2, which is the 7th one, for now on it's LFO number 2, can be sent to any parameter here. Let's do that. I will send LFO 2 to waveforming. No, wait. I had LFO on the there. And on subwave, and on noise generator. And you can set it like everywhere.
Right.
Like, go nuts.
So you've gone through a very sort of, you're working in a sort of mode state, aren't you? So you've got shift mode, you've kept everything out of a display, and it's about combination.
Yeah. I try to do it as minimal as possible in order to achieve the smallest format that we can get to, at least as Dreadbox, and the lowest price, but without having actual sound compromises.
Yeah.
I mean, you still want it to be an analog sounding huge synth.
Yeah, so it's got presets, right? So you must have some favorites in there we can flip just to have a quick flavor.
Let me go to, let's try this one. So,
oh, nice. Very Greek sounding.
oh, no.
Okay, yeah. And there's some reverb going on there.
Yeah, of course.
So this is your own reverb?
Yeah, we made it reverb.
So are you getting into the DSP? Are you going to the dark side on DSP?
We're starting slowly to do that, yes. We'll see, maybe later in the future we have more DSP. But for now we are only have the reverb here.
So this 6 voice, can you unison? Can you stack? Can you make it a big mono synth as well?
Yeah, of course. You have actually. Here's the thing: you cannot only play in poly and unison mode like most polyphonic 6 voice synths. You can do it in. Let's try unison here, okay? Some detuning. Standard unison, then you can do a unison with 4 voices, which is a bit lighter.
Okay.
But the interesting thing stands on tri mode and duo mode. On tri mode, as most people would suspect, I have 3 voices with 2 oscillators. So,
okay.
No, sorry. There you go.
It's got a bit of beat. It's very wide. It's not stereo though, is it?
No, it's not stereo. It's mono, but it has some modulation going in the sound. So you get this spread out sound ending. Also because you are actually stacking unison voices, but just 2, you still have things like detune working and chords.
Right, okay. So because we can store this, does that mean we can address these parameters in MIDI as well?
Yes, everything is MIDI accessible, plus some stuff that you don't have on the synth, we give them as a CC order, like LFO1 controlling LFO2 and vice versa. You cannot do that directly on the synth because it would be very complicated because the menu is as minimal as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can do it via CC.
Sweet. Okay, let's have some more sounds. I mean, it's sounding great what I'm hearing so far.
Okay. Let's try another spread out pad.
I mean, we're just hearing the waves. I mean, I know your oscillators always sound nice to me. That's one of the reasons I like them. Your oscillators always sound lovely. I mean, we're not hearing much filter or resonance yet. I mean, I'd be really curious. Yeah, I'd love to hear some of that too.
Let me actually go to an initial preset and put it there. And some key tracking.
Yeah, it's doing that thing.
Yeah.
So do we have filter per voice as well?
Yeah, of course. It's 6 filters per voice, of course. And you also have accurate filter tracking, so you can play with the filter. Let me demonstrate that. All off. Okay. They're tracking on, LFO off. Oh. And you can actually play with the filter normally.
So how are you, I mean, because the difficult thing with any polysynth is calibration. How does it take a while to calibrate when you boot, or does it?
Here, let me demonstrate. Now it's tuning, and if I press a note, I would normally be able to hear it, but we have turned off all the sound engine. But when the light's off, the tuning is done.
And is that something that's always happening sort of in the background, or is something that you...
No, you just need to do it once.
Hey.
Like, and it's stored, and as we measure it in our workshop, it will never go out of tune. It's very hard to go out of tune. It's
Right.
very, very stable actually.
Excellent.
Now it's tuning the filters. That's why you're hearing this.
Yeah. And now it's done.
And just done.
Nice.
Ready.
So let's hear a bit more of that reverb. Does it go extreme and very long? You know, I love that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go reverb. I love reverbs. Let me put it in a very short sound. So you have a decay control that goes almost forever, a size, and
Oops, beg your pardon, sorry. That buzzing was my mic cable coming out, it wasn't
Okay.
the instrument.
no issue. Let me put actually a saw wave there. And you also have filter.
Like a filter.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of modulation going on there by the sound of it. It's got a bit of movement.
It's in the DSP actually. So it's
So
actually the usual trick that they use on Juno series. They had the chorus to spread out the voices. Now we have the reverb of that job because it's a single oscillator.
So I've got to ask you, because Typhon just got USB audio, right? Is there USB audio on this?
We almost had it. Then some small issues came up, but we're gonna have it delivered maybe in a month or so.
And would that give you the opportunity to maybe bring the stereo back, stereo in the reverb only, rather than have the synth?
Here too?
Yeah.
Oh no, USB audio here.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a codec, an audio codec to send out the audio via USB. We can only have MIDI.
Right, okay. All right, fair enough.
So only analog output.
It's a very pretty thing. Demetrius done a lovely job of the front panel on the
Yeah,
colours
yeah,
again,
Dimitri's
as
the
ever.
best. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, everybody's struggling to make stuff because of chips and all that. When are you anticipating this being out?
In 40 days, I think it will be at shops. 40 to 50 days, let's say, something like that.
Wow, and what sort of price are you going for?
It's 500 euros.
Good work.
I did my best. I really cannot go any lower than this. I hope people buy it and be happy with it and have fun.
Yeah, sounds lovely. Okay, well, I mean, maybe a couple more presets and then we can say goodbye.
Okay, let's try something more subtle. No, let's try this one. More resonance here. Let's find the short preset. There. Some brass.
Yeah. Perfect, just for the German umpire market, right?
Yeah. Or let's try here. A more deep preset.
So each preset can store the voice mode as well, can it?
Yes, of course, you can store the voice mode. You also have chords that you can use in stack modes, where it's the unison, tri mode, and duo mode. And you can edit all the chords for each preset, and you have 7 different chords, which, by the way, you can modulate. Let me show that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, so let's go to a unison mode and add a chord.
Just getting a bit hot.
Yeah, because it's unison. There. So we have our chord, and then I go choose LFO2 and modulate the chord.
Interesting.
or maybe you should hear that to another preset, but you get the point. And you can also have like glide control that. Not the best sound example, maybe because we need some sustain. Yeah. There you go. You can actually modulate everything with LFO too. Anything you like, every aspect here. Let's.
And is that in unipolar?
In?
Is it bipolar or unipolar modulation?
You can choose that. There is a mode where there is a menu way to choose if it's unipolar or bipolar. You can also choose its rate, if it's high rate, low rate.
Is that per parameter or just a global?
Per parameter.
Oh, nice.
Per parameter. The rate is global.
Yes.
But the level, it's per parameter. So, yeah. And you can have key tracking on that too. You can get pretty complex on modulations. And you can do the same thing for modulation wheel, velocity, and aftertouch. So, if I go and choose modulation wheel, and I see I want to control the cutoff and the resonance and the detune amount. So
interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting sound. Not the best one, but you get the point. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, well, this sounds excellent. I mean, wish you all the best with it.
Thank you.